Here we go. Dead or alive, the Broncos' chances of repeating in 2015 and 2016. Who typed 2016? Say, I'm a dummy. I'm like, what's his name in Anchorman? Will Ferrell in Anchorman. Ron Burgundy. I just read whatever's put in front of me. 2016, Chris Wesseling, dead or alive?
If they're alive, that division should be much tougher this year. The Raiders are better. The Chiefs should probably be just as good. The Chargers are better. But the Broncos, to me, are still the class of that division. They had quarterback problems last year and overcame them.
True enough. Buck.
Alive and well, I will say. Defense will be better than it was last year because they have another system in Wade Phillips' scheme, another year in Wade Phillips' scheme. And then Devontae Booker may be the offensive rookie of the year.
Wow. That's a strong statement, but that's a guy we've been talking about now for 8-10 months now.
Arian Foster, he's an Arian Foster clone. You think about what Arian Foster was able to do in Houston under Gary Kubiak. It's just a natural fit. I love the vision, the footwork. I think it is a great marriage between a player and a system.
So was it a mistake to sign C.J. Anderson to a big contract?
I don't think it was a mistake because you didn't know how the draft would play out. But I think right now he's the most talented runner on their roster. I think C.J. Anderson would get the crack. But when he gets on the field, Devontae Booker is going to do special things in that.
The doctor on call has to weigh in here on the Broncos' chances of repeating, but he might have to look at you. It sounds like you got a little cold there or something, Bob.
I do have a little cold. I want you to know I got fresh up out the bed to come over here.
What a hero. And
Wow.
as a result, Wes and I will have your cold. Thanks a lot.
That's what happens.
Doctor, Broncos. Round of applause. Broncos' chances of repeating in 2016. How say you, Doc? All right, they're alive. But let me say this. I have said repeatedly, obviously, like everybody else, Peyton Manning was the worst starting quarterback in the NFL for anybody who was under center for any stretch of time, at least. Mm-hmm. And they still won the Super Bowl. And so the knock on Mark Sanchez is that he tends to turn the ball over more than he should. Here's the problem with the defense thing, Buck, is that they stole 4 or 5 games. I mean, it wasn't that they just were a stout defense a la, in recent memory, the Seattle Seahawks, who would just stonewall the competition. The Broncos defense in 2015 outright won games with defensive touchdowns 4 or 5 times, including in the Super Bowl, you might make a case.
Right.
You can't count on that. I mean, that's obviously going to return to the mean. There is no example of a team that just keeps putting up points year after year defensively.
Chicago Bears did it under Lovie Smith. They were consistently a team that
year after year?
They did. Consistently.
Right. They also stayed really healthy last year outside of DeMarcus Ware's back injury. Can they do that again?
Yeah, another issue. And like you say, Wes may say that they're the class of the division, but winning the division, which is certainly not a guarantee. People love the Raiders. Maybe it's a little premature on their ascent, but they do look like they've added some nice pieces there. Andy Reid's always going to have that team in the mix. The Chargers, I mean, boy, I think they're really going to regret. Joey Bosa, whatever, I think they're really going to regret not taking Laramie Tunsil.